In the last class, we were doing sums on weighted average cost of capital. I had done one sum. That was a simple problem where the cost, specific cost was given. We had to just find the weights and find the final answer. Today we'll do a sum where we have to find the specific cost and then solve the weighted average. So following is the balance sheet of S Limited. Remember, whenever they give the balance sheet, that means they have given the book values. So equity capital is 20 lakh, preference 12% preference shares is 5 lakh, reserves 5 lakh, debentures 20 lakh, liabilities 10, total is 60 lakh. On the asset side, fixed asset, current asset, both together 60 lakh. We are interested in the liability side because we're finding the cost of capital and the capital comes on the liability side. Okay, so first we'll have to see what all information is given and find the individual cost. That is, here there is equity, so we have to find cost of equity. Then preference shares, we have to find cost of preference shares. For reserves, we have to find cost of retained earnings. And for debentures, we have to find the cost of debt. So we will see what all is given and accordingly start finding it. Okay, just read the problem for 1 minute. I hope it's visible clearly. So first we'll find what all is given. Depending on that, first we'll find the cost of equity. The company plans to pay a dividend of rupees 18 on equity shares. So dividend is equal to rupees 18 and the expected growth rate is 3%. So G is equal to 3%. Currently the equity is selling at rupees 150 per share. That is the market price per share. So MPS is 150 market price per share. Then they're speaking about preference shares. So this much is the details about equity. Let us first find the cost of equity. KE is equals to dividend divided by market price per share plus growth rate into 100. This is the formula on which we've done a lot of sums, 4 to 5 sums. So here cost of equity is equals to dividend is 18 rupees divided by market price per share is 150 rupees. Once you divide this, you have to add growth rate. Growth rate is 3%, so plus 0.03 into 100. So this entire equation, once you solve, you have to multiply it with 100. So KE is equals to, just check 18 divided by 150 plus 0.03 into 100. Do you get 15%?
Yes, ma'am, we get 15.
So that is the cost of equity. Now let's see what else is given. They've started talking about the preference shares. Preference shares at currently the equity is selling at rupees 150 per share. Preference shares at rupees 120 per share. So this is the market price of preference shares. We can also call it as net proceeds for preference shares. Selling in the market means today if you issue a preference share, you will get 120 rupees. So net proceeds is 120. Then they are saying debentures are selling at 96. So net proceeds of debentures is equal to 96. The tax rate applicable is 50%. So let's write here tax is equal to 50%. Preference shares are redeemable after 5 years at rupees 110 per share. So this is redeemable value of preference shares. Let's first find cost of preference. I'll just show the debenture thing later. Preference shares are redeemable after 5 years. So N is 5 years and they are redeemable. So RV is equals to 110. I'll read it again for you. See here carefully. The preference shares are redeemable after 5 years at rupees 110 per share. So 5 years is N and 110 is the redeemable value. Redeemable means payable, repayable. So they are going to repay 110 rupees after 5 years. Now with this data, net proceeds, redeemable value and the time, we can find the cost of preference shares. Now one more thing that we would require is how much is the dividend. So if you look at the question in the balance sheet here, they have mentioned 12% preference shares. So this 12% is nothing but the dividend that we are going to pay on the preference shares. So we'll find the dividend. Dividend is equals to 12% of face value. Face value is not given, so we assume it to be 100. And it is not given, you assume it to be 100 and on that you calculate the dividend. So that will be 12 rupees. I'm not taking the total because they've given redeemable value per share 110, net proceeds per share, each share is sold for 120. So I cannot take dividend for total 12 lakh rupees or 5 lakh rupees. On 5 lakh, if I do 12%, I'll get total dividend. But here if you see, the preference shares are redeemable at 110 per share. The preference shares are selling at 120 per share. So you can't compare per share value with the total value. So that's the reason I have assumed face value to be 100. You can write here face value is 100 per share. If it is not given, we assume it to be 100 and on that 12% dividend. So 12% of 100 is 12 rupees dividend that we are going to charge. Now let us do, it is redeemable, so we use the redeemable formula. So KP is equals to, I'll just copy the formula for you from above once so that later we can solve. It's dividend plus RV minus NP. Let's take it from here. KP is equals to dividend per share. So KP is equals to dividend is 12 rupees plus RV minus NP. RV is 110 minus NP is 120. The market value of the share, we consider it as net proceeds, divided by N, which is 5 years. This whole thing is to be divided by RV plus NP, that is 110 plus 120 divided by 2. And this entire equation has to be multiplied with 100. So we need to solve this equation to get the cost of preference shares. .69% we get, just check all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody is doing?
8.69.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts in this? I'm repeating it. Okay. I'm repeating it again, all of you. Just listen carefully. They have given, what all is given about preference shares. I will highlight it in red so that you don't get confused. Let me. Okay, here they have said 12% preference shares in the balance sheet. So 12% is the dividend. Okay, currently the preference shares are sold in the market at rupees 120 per share. This is your net proceeds. Then they have said the preference shares are redeemable after 5 years at rupees 110 per share. So in the question they have given us dividend percentage, net proceeds, redeemable value, and the time for redeemation. Now we have to assume the face value to be 100 and calculate dividend on that. If you see, I'm nowhere taking the face value, but to calculate the dividend, you should know per share's book value, which is not given in the balance sheet. You can see the total value is given 5 lakh rupees. Per share, how much they have not mentioned. So I have assumed it to be 100. On 100, 12% means 12 rupees is dividend. Using that, we formed the equation, and 8.69% is the value of cost of preference shares. Now let's see what all is given for debentures. Any doubts in this cost of preference? Is that clear?
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's go to debentures. Currently, the equity is selling at 150, preference 120, debentures at rupees 96. So here I have already written net proceeds of debenture is 96. Tax rate is 50%. So this is about debentures. I'll highlight it in yellow. Okay, then debentures are redeemable after 10 years at par. So the redeemable value of debentures and the time is given. So N is equals to 10 years. And the redeemable value is at par. That means it should be equal to the face value. And face value is not given, so we can assume the face value to be 100. So if face value is 100, redeemable value is also 100. It is redeemed at par. Whatever was the face value, at that it is redeemed. And it is sold in the market for 96. Means it is sold at a discount. 100 rupees face value is sold for 96. Okay, so these are the things that are given about debentures. Now we can find the cost of debentures. Get the formula.
Ma'am, interest rate, ma'am?
We'll calculate. It's there in the balance sheet. 1 minute. This is the formula. Interest is there in the balance sheet. Just let's highlight it in yellow. 10% debentures. So 10% is the interest rate that we have to take. We don't know per debenture value, so we have assumed face value to be 100. On 100, we will take 10% as debenture interest. So here we'll write interest is equal to 10% of face value, which is equal to 10% of 100, which is 10 rupees. So now we have all the details. We can put it KD is equals to interest 10 rupees plus RV minus NP. RV is 100 minus NP is 96 divided by N. N is 10 years. This entire thing has to be divided by RV plus NP, that is 100 plus 96 divided by 2. This entire thing has to be multiplied with 1 minus tax rate. Tax rate is 50%, so 0.5. And finally, we need to multiply it with 100. So just check what is the cost of debt. Five 5.30.
Yes, ma'am. 5.306.
Take it as
5.30, ma'am.
5.30% is cost of debt. Now just look, all of you, cost of debt we have finished, cost of preference we have finished, and cost of equity we have finished. Everything that I've highlighted in red is about preference. everything that is in yellow was about debt, which I have used, and the thing which I have not highlighted, it was about equity. Now here see, in the balance sheet, equity is there, we have found cost of equity. Preference, we have found cost of preference. Debentures also, we have found cost of debentures. Current liabilities we don't take because we are interested in long term capital. So what is left is only reserves. Reserves is nothing but retained earnings. So we have to find the cost of retained earnings. Can anybody tell me how to find the cost of retained earnings? KR is equal to, remember in my last class I taught you and I told you about retained earnings, how to find. Here it is. Remember this highlighted, KR is equals to KE. So whatever is the cost of equity will be the cost of retained earnings. Only if they give dividend tax and brokerage cost, we can use the formula and find. And look at the entire problem. Nowhere they have given you anything about dividend tax or brokerage cost. So we cannot find KR separately. Whatever is the cost of equity, that only we will consider it as cost of retained earnings. So we will call it as KR. KR is equals to KE, and what is the cost of equity that we had found? 15%. So it will be 15%. Now we can find the weighted average cost of capital. See, calculate weighted average cost of capital using book value weights and market value weights. Remember, again I'm repeating, whatever is given in the balance sheet is book value. Market value they have not given. So we have to find the market value. How to find it? We'll see it later. First we'll find WACC using book value weights. So here I'll write WACC using book value weights. Okay, we write the source amount. So in source we have equity, preference, retained earnings and debentures. There is no term loan in this case. So these are the four sources. Let's check the amounts. In the balance sheet they've given you the amounts. So equity is 20 lakh, preference is 5 lakh, retained earnings is 5 lakh and debentures is 20 lakh. So total 50 lakhs. Now we have to find the weights. So how to find the weights? 20 lakh divided by 50 lakh. Whatever is the total, equity divided by the total, you will get the weight of equity. So 20 lakh divided by 50 lakh. See how much you get? 40%, that is 0.4.
Yes, ma'am. 0.4.
Then 5 lakh divided by 50 lakh, you will get 0.1. Again 5 lakh divided by 50 lakh, 0.1. And last again 20 lakh divided by 50 lakh is 0.4. So these are the weights that we have found out. Now the next part is to find out the cost, which we have done above. Before calculating the weighted average, we have done note on each of the cost. So first was cost of equity, which we found was 15%. Then preference, let's just check how much we got. KP, here it is, we got it as 8.69%. So 8.69% is preference. Then retained earnings, I told you it is same like cost of equity. So we take same KE 15%. So retained earning also 15%. Cost of debt, we have got it as 5.30%. So we take the same here, 5.30%. Now if you multiply the weightage with the cost, you will get the WACC. So 0.4 into 15. How much you get?
6, ma'am. 6%.
Okay. Then 6%. 0.1 into 8.69. 0.869.
869. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
0.1 into 15.
1.5.
1.5. Okay.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
last 0.4 into 5.30.
2.12%.
2.12.
2.12%. We add all these, we'll get the WACC. It is 10.48. Just check once. All of you got this?
Yes, ma'am. 10.42.
10.489.
489.
Yes, ma'am.
So this was book value weights.
10.489,
So
ma'am.
first thing what we did was, okay. First what we did was, we found out each and every security's individual cost, which we also call it as specific cost. So cost of equity, debt, preference. Then we found out weighted average using book value weights. Now we have to find weighted average using market value weights. And as I have told you, they have just given the balance sheet. So whatever is there in the balance sheet is the book value. Market value is not given. When it is not given, we need to find it and then solve for it. So how to find the market value? So let's do the next step. If this kind of sum comes, no, it comes for case study. They will give you 5 marks for finding the specific cost, that is equity, preference, debt that you did. Then 5 marks for finding weighted average cost using book value weights. Then another 5 marks for finding the market values. And the last 5 marks for finding the market value weights using market value weights, WACC. So if it's a lengthy sum, it will come for case study. If you're unlucky, it may come for 10 marks. But usually such lengthy sums should be coming for case study. So it depends on your luck also. Now let's find the market values. So how to find the market value? Let's start with the equity. Okay. So equity, or I'll write market value of equity. Okay, now here what we have to do is, we have to compare the book value with the market value. So just see here carefully how I am doing it. I write here book value and here market value. Book value means per share whatever is the book value, which is not given to us in the balance sheet. So what we do is we assume the book value to be 100. Okay. Then market value they have told equity is selling for 150 rupees per share, MPS. So if book value is 100, market value is 150. Now the total value in the balance sheet of equity was how much? 20 lakh. So if the total book value is 20 lakh, how much will be the market value? We have to find this. I'll repeat it again. We have to compare per share book value and market value. If they have not given the per share book value, we assume it to be 100. So if the per share book value is 100, the market value that they have given is 150. They have said the equity shares are currently selling at rupees 150. So when the per share book value is 100, per share market value is 150. So if the total book value given in the balance sheet is 20 lakhs, then what should be the total market value? So we have to find this total market value, question mark. How do we
30
do that?
lakh, ma'am.
By cross multiplying. Yeah, we
30
need to
lakh.
cross multiply and solve it. So market value of equity is equal to 20 lakh into 150. If I cross multiply 20 lakh into 150 divided by 100. How much you get?
30 lakh, ma'am.
30 lakh, ma'am.
30 lakh. Okay.
30.
This is about equity. Similarly, we'll do it for market value of preference. Preference capital. Okay. Book value and market value. We don't know the book value, but they have told in the question that currently the shares are selling for rupees 120. So we assume book value is 100. The shares are selling for 120. Then in the balance sheet, the book value of preference shares is 5 lakh. So what will be the market value? If we cross multiply, we'll get the market value of preference.
6 lakh.
6 lakhs will
lakh,
be.
ma'am.
5 lakh into 120 divided by 100. It's like you get.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Next, we'll find the market value of debt. Again, the same book value and market value. Book value per debenture they have not given. We assume it to be 100. Market value they have told the debenture is selling for rupees 96. All this that I am taking 150, 120, 96. It's given in that paragraph after the table, after the balance sheet. So 96 is the market value. So if the book value is 20 lakhs, debentures are also 20 lakhs. How much will be the market value? So we have to find this. The 20 lakh into 96 divided by
20,000, ma'am.
100. How much?
19,20,000.
Okay, 19 lakh 20.
20,000.
If you see the book value, the market value is decreased from 20 lakh. It has become 19 lakh 20,000. Can you tell me why? Because the market value is less than the book value. You can check here.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
book value of the debenture is 100, but it is sold for 96. That means it is sold at a discount. Therefore, book value is high, 20 lakh. But when you sell it, you will get only 19 lakh 20. Now, there is no need to find market value of retained earnings because I had told you in my last class also, retained earnings are not sold in the market. So usually companies don't find the market value of retained earnings. If they give in the question, we will take it. If they tell retained earnings market value is so and so, then we'll take it as it is. But if they don't give, we need not find it because usually whatever is reserves and surplus, they remain as it is. There is no market value for that. So now we can find WACC using market value weights. For that, we'll take the same table. So now this amounts will change because we have found the market value of each of the things, and therefore the weights will change and WACC will also change. So equity, we found the market value is 30 lakhs. Book value was 20 lakhs. Market value we found is 30 lakhs. Preference, you found the market value as 6 lakhs in the working note that you have done. For retained earnings, the market value is as it is, 5 lakh. It will not change. For debentures, you found it 19 lakh 20,000. So now we need to total this. 60 lakh 20,000.
Yes, ma'am. 60,20,000.
Now we'll find the weightages. So 30 lakh divided by 60 lakh 20,000.
0.49.
0.49. 6 lakh divided by 60 lakh 20,000.
0.09.
5 lakh divided by 60 lakh 20,000.
0.08.
Okay. And last 19 lakh 20,000 divided by 60 lakh 20,000.
0.318. 31.
31 will make it 32 because it's 318. So if I round it off,
Yes. 0.32, sir.
now you can multiply 0.49 into 15. You will get 7.35%.
Yes, ma'am.
Next 0.09 into 8.69.
0.7821.
We'll take it as 0.78. 0.08 into 15.
1.2, ma'am.
2.
1.2. Then 0.32 into 5.3.
1.7.
1.7, ma'am.
So you can total this.
$11.03.
11.03.
11.03%. So this is the WACC. Any doubts in this sum?
No, ma'am.
Okay, let's go to the next
As of
sum.
now, no, ma'am.
You all can practice it again at home because I'm doing it fast. I don't think everybody are writing it so fast because I'm copy pasting, right? So for me it is easy, but for you to draw the table and write all this will take time. So later when I share the Word document, you will note it down. While noting down, you try to solve it first and then look at the answer whether it's correct or no. So wherever you're getting confused, you will understand where you're getting stuck and you all can practice or ask me doubts in the next class. Now, Shreya Limited provides the following information. So this is the balance sheet of Shreya Limited. Currently, equity shares are selling at 200. So similar sum it is like we did above. They have not given you the cost of equity. We have to find the cost of preference, debentures, term loans, and they are asking us to find weighted average using the book value as well as the market value weights. So let's do the sum. Currently, equity shares are selling at rupees 200. So market price per share. First, I'm doing cost of equity, under which market price per share is given as 200. Preference shares at 105 and debentures at 92. When we go to preference and debentures, we'll check that. During the year, the company earns rupees 40 per share. So they have given you the earning per share. EPS is rupees 40 per share earnings. So we call it as EPS. Then they have told the payout ratio is 60%. That means out of whatever the company has earned, the dividend will be paid as 60%. So of 40 rupees, company is going to pay 60% dividend. So 60% of 40 rupees we have to calculate to get the dividend amount. It is 24.
24, ma'am.
Okay. So that is the dividend. Preference shares are redeemable after 10 years. Debentures are redeemable after 5 years at a premium tax rate. So there's no growth rate given. About equity, only this much is mentioned. So let's find the cost of equity. Dividend divided by MPS plus growth rate into 100. So we first divide and then you need to add the growth rate and then you need to multiply it with 100. cost of equity is equals to dividend is 24 rupees. So 24 divided by market price per share is 200 rupees into, there is no growth rate. So we are not taking anything as growth rate. Sorry,
12,
not
ma'am.
into, it's plus G. Growth rate is 0. This entire thing has to be multiplied with 100. 12%.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Cost of equity is equal to 12%. Now let's see what all they have told about preference, and we'll highlight it into red so that we get it easily. In exam also, you can underline preference with the pencil, details of preference, underline details of debentures with blue pen, and don't underline anything for equity. So you will be able to segregate it easily. Here I am highlighting it with different colors. So here preference shares, they've given preference shares are selling at 105. Then during the year the company earns, here again preference shares are redeemable after 10 years. So this is about preference shares. Okay, and the rest is all about debentures. So let's do cost of preference shares. Preference shares are selling at 105. So we write here cost of preference shares. Selling at 105 means it's the net proceeds. When you sell it in the market, you will get 105. Then face value they have not. Let's see in the balance sheet if they've given. No, here they've given only the total, and the dividend is 14% is what they say. So 14% rate we will take. So we'll assume face value to be 100. Dividend is 14% of 100, that is of face value, is equal to 14% of 100, 14 rupees. Then they have told it is redeemable after 10 years. So N is 10 years, N is equal to 10 years. Now we need redeemable value, RV. Nothing is given means it will be redeemable at face value only. If they tell it is redeemable at premium, discount, or if they give it is like in the previous sum they told preference shares are redeemable after 5 years at rupees 110. So they directly told us the value. Here nothing is told means it is redeemable at face value, which is 100 rupees. Using this we will find the cost of preference. I'll just take the formula from there. So KP is equals to dividend, that is 14 rupees, plus RV minus NP. RV is 100 minus net proceeds is 105 divided by N. N is 10 years. The whole divided by RV plus NP, that is 100 plus 105 divided by 2. The whole you have to do into 100. So if you find cost of preference,
Fourteen point 14, ma'am. 14.14.
I've got 13.17. This you did 100 minus 105, you got minus 5 divided by 10, right?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I just did plus there, ma'am. Yeah, that's it.
If you minus it, I think it should be 13.17. Just check once. I think somebody has also typed in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am. It's 13.17, ma'am.
Okay, 13.17. Bhavish has also typed it in the chat box. So this is the cost of preference. Let's now go to cost of debentures or cost of debt. So for cost of debt, we will highlight everything here in yellow. Debentures are selling at rupees 92 per debenture. So this is your net proceeds. Then their debentures are redeemable after 5 years at a premium of 10%. So this is the value of N and RV, and the tax rate is 50%. So we'll take all these values. Net proceeds of debentures, they are selling at 92. Then we'll write the face value. We'll just check if they have given face value in the balance sheet. Nothing is given, only 8% debentures and total value is given. So interest is 8%. Face value we'll assume it to be 100. Interest is 8% of 100, which is equal to 8 rupees. Then N is equal to, they are redeemable after 10 years, no, just after 5 years at a premium of 10%. So N is 5 years and redeemable value is face value plus
110.
premium of 10%, which is equal to 100 plus 10% of 100 is equal to 110. Now we have all the values. We can find the cost of debt. Tax rate is 50% they have told, so we'll use that. So tax is equals to 50%. So KD is equals to I, that is interest 8 plus RV minus NP. RV is 110 minus NP is 92 divided by N, that is 5. The whole divided by RV plus NP, that is 110 plus 92 divided by 2. This entire thing has to be multiplied with 100. 1 minus tax into 100. So into 1 minus tax is 1 minus 0.5 and into 100. I've got it as 5.74%. Just check 5.74.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
high.
5.74.
So this is cost of debt. Now we'll see in the balance sheet what all is left. We have finished cost of equity. We have finished cost of preference, cost of debt. Let's just go to the balance sheet and check if anything else is left. So equity, preference, debt, reserves. Cost of retained earnings is same like cost of equity. So KR is equals to KE. Now this term loan is left, 12% term loan. So here cost of reserves KR is equals to KE, which is equal to what is the cost of equity that we have got, 12%. Then we'll do cost of term loans. Now what we'll do in case of term loans is we'll just find it after tax. Whatever is given is the actual cost only. Term loans, they have not told us redeemable after so many years and all those. So we need not use this redeemable formula. We can do it in the simple way, that is just go to that percentage. It is 12%. So we'll say 12% KT, I'll write term loan. It is equal to 12% into 1 minus tax if you do. That is 50% is the tax rate. So 12% into 1 minus 5. 1 minus 0.5, you'll get it as 6%.
6, ma'am.
This was the very simple way. If you want to use the formula and do it, I told you for term loans you will, as you're using for cost of debt. Now here time to maturity we don't know, so we have to solve it using irredeemable. So irredeemable formula for cost of debt was I divided by NP, 1 minus tax rate into 100. Only for this sum I'm showing you this so that you know that there's another way to do it. So interest they have told is 12%. So if I assume the face value to be 100, 12% of 100, 12 will be the interest. Net proceeds will be same as face value because we don't know the flotation cost or premium, discount or par. So it's 12 divided by 100 into 1 minus tax, that is 1 minus 0.5 into 12 into 100. If I solve it like this also, it is 6%. So it's better to do the first way. Just we need to find after tax cost of term loans, that is 6%. Or you can use the formula of irredeemable debentures because N is not given, and you can do it like this. It will again give you 6%. So we have taken all the values. Now we can find the book value weights. Okay, so we have equity, preference, then we had reserves, we have debentures, and we have term loan. Equity, preference, reserves, debentures, and term loans in the same format. So equity 50 lakh, 20 lakh, we'll have to total this. In the previous case also we totaled it correctly. Just find the total of this 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 150.
2 lakh, 2 lakh 30,000, 30 lakh, ma'am. 2 crore 30 lakh.
Huh. Crore 30 lakh. One second. Term loan is 80, no? Sorry, here it is 30. By mistake, I have taken it as 80. Because this total won't tally. Just check 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 150, 180. Just 1 minute.
Same, ma'am, only.
80 only. If we take it's 2 crore 50 lakh.
Here, if we take 80 only, it's 2 crore 50 lakh. Crore 80, no? 50, just 1. Okay, let's take it 80 and do it. Ma'am, it's more than, I think, if you take 80 lakh there.
50 plus 20 plus 20 plus 60 plus 80.
Ma'am, it will become 2 crore 80 lakh something.
Yes, ma'am. 30 is more. 30 lakh is more here, ma'am. 2 crore 80 lakh.
Okay, and change the total and make it 2 crore 80. Current assets, I'll make it as 1 crore 30 lakh. So we'll take it as 80 only. We'll not change anything now. I just changed the total, which was not correct. Okay. Now we get here 2 crore 30 lakh. If we add all this, we can find the weightages. So just see 50 lakh divided by 2 crore 30 lakh.
Zero point two.
0.217.
So we'll take it as 0.22. Then 20 divided by 230 you do
0.086.
0.086. 20 divided by 230, again the same 0.086. 60 divided by 230 0.26. All of you getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
And last is 0.347.
347. Yes,
We
ma'am.
take it as 0.35. Okay. Now the cost of equity was 12%. Same we take for cost of preference. So wherever there is reserves also, I write it as 12%. Term loans, just now we calculated 6%. Then cost of debt we'll find 5.74. And cost of preference 13.17. This is what we all have calculated. Now multiply 0.22 into 12,
2.64.
2.64%. 0.086 into 13.17,
1.13.
1.13.
2, ma'am.
0.086 into 12,
1.032.
0.26 into 5.75,
1.495, ma'am.
last 0.35 into 6.
2.1.
How much?
2.1.
2.1.
Okay. Total it.
$8.397, ma'am.
This is your WSEC using book value weights. Okay. Now that it's time up, we have to still do market value weights. This sum is not over. So can you do it as homework?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I will solve it and share the answer with you. You try it as homework and later check the answers. By evening, I will solve it and share the answers with you. By then, if you get time, you solve and cross check. Otherwise, first you solve and then check the answer. Don't see before that, so that you get to know where you're going wrong. So that next class we can start with other sums. There are many more sums to do. Only 2 sums in an hour is very slow speed. So we need to gear up. Okay. I have totally 10 sums. From this, I have thought of giving you 3 sums as assignment. And I'll be doing 7 sums. So I'll tell you which are the 3 sums. The ones which I'll give for assignment will be easy. Okay, so let's see next class how much we finish. You can type your roll numbers in the chat box and leave the meeting. If you have any doubts, you can ask.
Hundred years ago, class of 90.